So my first question would be, from your experience, which one is more advisable? Buying a finished home or buying a land and building it over time?
It's all relative. It depends on a lot of factors. Most of the time, the reason why people buy land to build on their own is, number one, so that they can do what is called purpose built. They can build according to purpose. So, for instance, if I'm to build a house now, because of who I am, the values I live by, I need to have a library. I need to have a home office. I need to have a prayer room.
Yeah.
But if you want to do estate, you will not build the house and say, this is your library, this is your prayer room. Is your guy who send you message? So when people want to build, they want to buy land and build because they want to build a purpose-built house. Yeah. Some people want to have swimming pool. They want to have a gym. They want to have a mosque or a chapel inside their house. So those are major. So it's number one, purpose. But number two is because of cost and money. Some people don't have the money. So you see that most of us whose parents have houses or built houses, they probably built it over 10 years time or 5 years. They were just doing it little by little, little by little. So people buy land to build so that they can do purpose build. Number two, so that they can build over time, little by little. Because if you want to buy a completed house, you have to have the money, because you may not have the kind of job or the kind of opportunity that will give you mortgage, because mortgage in this part of the world is still at its infancy and it's still quite expensive. So it's not really right or wrong. Both are right, depending on what your plan is. Yeah.
So now, coming into the developing part of Nigeria, there is this wide range of houses collapsing, buildings, people collapse, it just collapse, people are dying and all of that. So who exactly are we supposed to blame? Or how many other people have to die for this Nigerian developers to start building with conscience? So is it the developer or the workers, or where do they get it from?
It's a combo. It's a combination of a lot of things. Number one, the government has their own part to play. Number two, developers have their part to play. Number three, the engineers and the workers have their own part to play, or contractors. So let's take it from government. So government, number one, must ensure that they do everything they can to minimize fake products being in existence. So the Standard Organization of Nigeria and the government needs to work in a lot. So, because many times, if you go to the market, you ask yourself, how did this thing come into Nigeria? Did it not pass through the airports or seaports? Did you know who cleared it? So you are talking of custom officer, is immigration to custom. So you have a lot on many of the, how did they get to Nigeria? Okay, even if it was manufactured, how come they are being manufactured? Who gave them license? Who certified them? Who is checking them? Who is regulating them? So government has a part to play in that area. Number two, still on government, is when you want to put a policy in place, ensure that you have what it takes to be able to implement the policy. Most of the policies that government has put in place on developing houses, all the approvals and documentation you need to have, they don't have the manpower to implement it. And because of that delay, if somebody is owing, like I told you, so I'm waiting for you for 3 weeks. I can as well just, let me just do what I have to do. When you come, I'll just settle. Do you understand? So which is what people now do. So by the end of the day, the government is not able to see that this thing is not well done, because you are delaying me. I'm losing money. Yeah. And investors are there. So it's a lot of things so that's number one, because not every developer has the kind of integrity that some of us have. And not everybody have what it takes to be able to stay strong and stay true to your integrity, even if you are going to have to lose money. Not many people could do that because they don't have that kind of money. So number two is developer. A lot of developers are complete novices. They have no clue. They have never built anything before. But they just see it as an opportunity. There's money to be made. Oh, let me buy land, let me build. So they don't even have understanding of a lot of things as regards to building. So if you are a developer and you don't have understanding, then you need to get professionals to help you. Because in building, there are a lot of professionals that are involved. Architect is involved. Engineer is involved. Civil engineer, electrical engineer, town planner, all kinds of people. You have QS, quantity surveyors are involved, builders are involved. So a lot of people are involved in building. So you need maybe like 7 different engineers, and you have to deal with maybe another 20 different, company. People selling you cement, vendors, people doing aluminium, people that will do tiling, people that will do POP. So it's a lot, and you cannot be everywhere. So you might be a developer. You bought the land, you have the vision, you are doing the marketing aspect, but the engineer that will build needs to be solid. They have to be registered. So once the professionals are there, but the professionals themselves may now cut corner if they don't have integrity. So, and then if they don't also have experience, they may buy fake thinking they are buying original. And then they may actually be now good people, but the artisans are mixing what should not be mixed. So there is a lot that needs, so everybody has a part to play. But I think because of our culture, integrity is not a very, very strong value in our culture. Because you don't really need government to be teleguiding you or need somebody to be micromanaging you and be policing you for you to do the right thing. If we have the culture of integrity, it will then spiral down and spread to all the other aspects.
So just like you said about the artisans mixing things that are not supposed to be mixed, what's the real estate industry actually doing to regulate this untrained? Because you go to most construction sites and it's filled with untrained laborers. So what exactly are the strategies that are put to actually?
So do we have trained laborers in Nigeria? We don't. That's the problem. That's part of what we're talking about. Where's technical education? Everybody's going to university, graduating useless. They can't do anything. We have a lot of graduates that are useless in the marketplace looking for a job. Who will create the job? So, because people are looking down on those technical skills, and that is what we need. So, as far as I'm concerned, we need to revive technical schools or convert all the universities that are not useful to technical schools, or we ensure that we create technical and vocational aspects. Look, most tilers now are brought in from outside Nigeria. Most POP boys are brought from outside Nigeria. Most people that do finishing outside Nigeria. Plumbing. Do you know that to get plumber now, to get electrician, they are not certified? Which school certified? Everybody learns by the side of the road. That is where government comes in. So when government says, okay, we are going to start reviving the technical school, we want to do in fact, as I'm just talking, I'm just remembering. We had what is called the 6335 educational system. The secondary school I went to. If you see the kind of machines, because it was in our time that decided, if you see the machines that were there for plumbing, for everything. When I turned 40, 15 years ago, before I turned 40, when I was 39 plus, I said, when I'm 40, I want to do a documentary. So I went back to all the schools. So I now travel to Ilorin with video camera, everything. That let's go and look at the school. By the time I got there, number one, they have changed the name of the school. It's now a new name. Number two, when I went to that place, I cried for Nigeria. All those machines, everything, the whole place was dead. Not on you, millions and probably billions. They are just wasting away. So technical school. Because most of these people are not certified. And who will certify them? So we need tilers, we need POP, we need electricians, we need plumbers, we need painters, we need all these different people. We need schools, technical school that will give them world-class education, certify them, and then they're able to work. All our properties are abroad. Before you can come and say you want to do electrical work, you must have certificates. And then the wire, everything, there's certificate, there's everything. Then they check maybe 6 months, every year. You have to check again. You come let another certification on all the houses we have abroad. But it's just, it is well. I don't know.
So who takes accountability for this? Because once we have housing, you sell your house, your company comes, it collapses. It seems as though nobody's actually taking accountability for this.
You see, the blame will go back to government. Let me ask you a question. All the houses that have collapsed, have you heard that anybody's in jail?
No.
That is the government we are talking about now. Because there is no way there will be housing collapse without government connivance. There will be somebody in the government agency that have been settled to allow these things to go. All this one, they are demolishing houses. You are going to demolish a whole estate, demolish house. Where were you when they laid foundation? Where were you when they did decking? Where were you when they did roofing? Where were you when they did the road? They did electricity. They painted. They do drainage. They sold. People packed in. Even if they didn't get approval, because many of them don't have approval. But you were seeing it happening. You do as if you don't know. When they now finish, you are now waking up. So it is still government. Government, you see, if you know that you don't want to work, don't go to government. Don't come and say you want to be a governor, a president, a senator. Sit in your business, do your job. The day you say, I want to go and campaign to be a governor, a president, you are saying, like our president said, I know it's hard work, I'm ready to do the work. Then do the work. So because it is not easy to lead. So the problem is government and civil servants. The civil service is full of corruption. If you want to get anything done, you have to settle. If I look, as I'm here now, if you say you have architects and you carry any drawing, where in Lagos State they are hearing me, they know themselves. You go to Lagos State with any drawing, they will frustrate your life. Oh, this one is not okay. That one is not okay. This one is not okay. But if you call them and say, my brother, get me an architect, you do the drawing for me, there will be no problem. So all of them are doing private practice. They are working on their civil servant to very corrupt people. But they have their own private business. So if you give the job to them, for them to do the engineering design for you, architectural design, everything will go smoothly. They will not be rejecting anything. Everything will go. But if you bring your own, you will frustrate your life. So how does that work? Many of the things we are doing in this part of the world should be automated. Once it is automated, you will eliminate a lot of all this bottleneck. Do you understand? We have properties abroad now. We do development abroad. Abroad is very cumbersome. Sometimes to get approval abroad maybe 2 years old. But everything is, you get your certificate, you don't need to know anybody. You don't need, so once you have your document, you upload this, you submit this one, you submit that, everything is going, and you can see the progress and process. But this one, it's just, so it is still government I will blame. It's government. Because there is nothing happening in a vacuum. Look, let me tell you something. There is no house. You go and start building any house anywhere. Before 24 hours, they are coming to mark. So they know. They are aware. How can you when it's time of election, you know to go everywhere. Have you ever seen a place where NEPA bill does not get to? Everybody, they know how to bring NEPA bill. They know how to come and collect money for NEPA. They know how to come and do election. After they now enter, they say they don't know you exist. You say lie. They are just a bunch of unserious people.
So as a developer yourself, what are the things that you put in place to make sure that Nigeria does not happen to you, like you always say?
Well, for me as a person, I've come to realize you can do everything right and still be wrong. And I've come to realize that there is no business plan that goes according to plan. So we will do all we can do. And when life happens, we face it. Mm-hmm. Nigeria, they carry last. So what we have done, which is what has helped me as a person now, is I pace myself. I don't overdo anything anymore. Mm. So like the houses now, if it was before, now we have another project now. That is in fact, they have told us we can go to 12 floors. 7 floor Madiba Towers.
Wow.
7 floors. Now, we have gotten the land. We are doing the fencing. We have done the soil test. But you are just hearing it for the first time. Yeah. We are not going to talk about it maybe until next year or 2 years' time. Yeah. Because I'm not selling. So I bought the land. I didn't collect, So I'm going to do the approval, do everything. When I get approval, and they say move to sites, I will lose my money to start the foundation. It is when I have gotten to a level where at least people can see, then I will now do massive adverts. So by the time I'm selling at that point, I'm not collecting your money to buy land. I'm not collecting your money to do approval. I can already factor in that, okay, that I can now say Vision 2030, 5-year projects, or Vision 2037. I'm not in a hurry. It's Dubai style. Mm. Dubai will collect your money and tell you this property will be ready in 2038. And you'll be paying nobody's again. So that's so that I'm not stressing myself. Yeah. The houses we have in Uyo, I'm not owing anybody. We have done to roofing level, we have plastered. So if you want to buy, the money is already our money. The one in Abuja, we have done roofing. We are not in anybody. The one in Aton, we have finished selling. We have finished building. Just collect key and parking. So at that level, the one in we have done the approval for Ikorodu now. 15 duplexes and 30 apartments. But I'm just waiting for money. If I have money now, I'll go and start that one too. I'll just be building. So the way to handle the Nigerian thing is don't do off plan or you go off key or off course. Get your money, do the project to a level before you start selling. And that is where I am now, and that is helping us.
So for what are some of the hidden costs people do not consider when buying a house? So I'm coming to buy a house. Am I just paying that fee for that house, or there are other additional costs around it that people?
It's not hidden. It's not ignorance. And, no, it's not hidden. Because many times all these hidden charges, people are just not sincere sometimes. Yes, I believe in full disclosure. So I tell all my mentees, everything should be on your application form or contract of sales. Let people know up front. So everything I do, I don't do hidden charge. I tell you from day one. That's why we don't sell as much as other people sell. Because we tell them up front. Look at the Arizona now. We say 50 million. But if you go there now, people are selling the Arizona for 30 million.
Yes.
30 million. But when you pay 30 in the contract of sale, they will now tell you, developmental levy is 10 million. Kineko is 5 million. Kineko is 3 million. But me, I don't do that. Yeah. Everything will now go to 60 million. But me, I'm telling you 50. Go straight to the point. They will not buy from me. They will go and buy the 30. But at the end of the day, you will still come to the same bottom. So the issue of houses, when you buy a house, the very minute you buy the house, then you need to pay for documentation. So depending on, let me talk about our own. Let me just talk about. So when you buy a house from us, you pay administrative fee and legal fees for the documentation for the house. You pay a one-time connection fee for lights and a one-time connection fee for water. Because in all our houses, we have treated water. So we do the bowl, it's treated water, and then you don't pay for water forever. So we don't charge anybody for water. So you just pay one-time connection fee. Once you have connected for life. No more payment for water. So water is free forever in our development. Then lights, one-time connection fee for lights. Once you have connected to lights, every house we build, each apartment has their own prepaid meter. So you are on your own. And then in all our apartments, you have to have solar. So we don't sell electricity. At least for now. Maybe we'll do that, but I don't think it will work. So we don't sell electricity. So if you are buying a property from us, solar is compulsory. It's there. So you already have solar plus light. So you're on your own. We are not, so you pay that. Then we have what we call sinking fund. Because you see, when you build a house, we're going to be doing ground rent, and also there are a lot of things that are involved. Then you have service charge. Everybody living in their own house now, are you not sweeping? Are you not cleaning your compound? If you live alone, are you not cutting grass? Are you not sweeping? Are you not throwing refuse away? Don't you have gate man in your house? So because you are now living in an SA, it's angel that will be at the gates. It's angel that will come and sweep. So you need to pay for what we call service charge. So the service charge covers for a lot of things. So for us, service charge in our estate is number 1, security. Yeah. Number 2, refuse disposal. Number 3, admin office management. Number 4, general area maintenance. So number 5, general appliances, CCTV, solar, whatever. So all those are part of our own service charge because, so I give you an example now. In the Sapphire apartment we have 12 units. The service charge that people are paying is 50,000 per month. 50,000 times 12 is 600,000.
That's all you rent.
So that's 60,000. The staff alone, the security at the door and the manager, 400,000 don't go. So refuse disposal. So at the end of the day, we are spending about 1.1 million to maintain the apartment every month, and people are paying 50,000. So, but they are paid for 2025, so there's nothing I can do. So, but I'm already writing them letter. They are getting the letter. I don't know when this will air, but They are getting letter. I'm giving them 6 months notice. That from July, so from January next year, it's 100,000 per month. So if they pay 100,000 times 12, that will be 1.2. That's assuming that the 1.1 I'm spending now will remain. No, that means I'm not increasing salary of those people. So the person cleaning will collect the same money. So, but now, if somebody does not understand, they will now say, what do you mean? How can I buy a house? I will still be paying 100,000 every month. 1.2 per annum. It's not no rent. What's the meaning of that? Then don't become a landlord. Remain a tenant. But if you are a tenant, you know that you are still spending that money. In your house, if you live alone, won't you clean the compound? Won't you pay? So it's just normal. If you have a gate man, you won't pay the gate man. So those are the bills that people need to pay for. But all I just feel that people should do is, I believe in full disclosure. I think many times the challenge is that many of the developers are not doing full disclosure. There is no effective communication. So like those people now, the reason why I'm writing them is because I wanted to wait for everything to be there. So as I'm writing them, I'm sending them the letter of the company that brought the security, how much the salary, you will see it. So if you now tell us, sack them, bring local person, hey, all of us will agree that is a local man that will be at your gate. So it will be clear, this person is earning this amount. Do you think it's wrong for me to pay this person this amount? So they will look at it, this person is sweeping and is collecting this amount every month to sweep. PSP, this is the PSP invoice. Everybody will see that you are spending 1.1. So if they are spending 1.1 and they are paying 600, they will know that it's not sustainable. Or else one day you wake up, your gate is open. I will leave all of you there. So, and I know they are difficult and unreasonable people, but when you discuss, people are reasonable, they'll be able to see it.
So what are the essential documents every buyer must ask for before paying for a house?
It depends. It depends on the level. So, for instance, now, when you have a plot of land, most of the things we're talking Lagos. So let's say, because most states have different. So if you're in Lagos, for instance, now, and somebody has a land, the land depending on when they build the house. But let's talk about modern day now. So in Lagos now, before they can give you approval, they were expected to have CFO.
Yeah.
So they changed that during the days of Fashola. So there are a lot of houses that didn't have CFO. So but before you do approval, they will now say, you have to have CFO. So they will now start processing CFO for you. They will charge you for that. So, but if you bought a land that already has CFO, then they will also expect you to now have governor's consent, because they just want to make money anyhow. So they are, because their own land is the oil of Lagos.
Yeah.
So when you want to buy a house, to be on the safe side, ask for the following. Number one, what is the document of the land upon which the house is built? So they either have CFO or they have governor's consent. That's Lagos, or whatever deed of conveyance, whatever they have, deed of conveyance. Just know you have the title for the land. That's number two, approval for the building. That building, was it approved? The government approved that they should build? Because most of those properties that were demolished in Lekki, they don't have approval. Sincerely, they don't. So all those ones, they are all making noise on social media is to whip up sentiment of people. They didn't have approval. But even though they don't have approval, government is wrong. Because you saw them building. You didn't do anything. You now say they don't have approval. So you say you are not aware? You are aware now. You can't say you are not aware. So instead of demolishing all those property, the world has developed to a level where most of the things you are using to destroy the place, you can walk around it. Because many times they say it's drainage. That's why I say many of these politicians, they are not intelligent in the way they run things. Drainage. Do you know how many drainage under the ground? 3 floors, 4 floors under the ground in different parts of the world. Do you know that many of the houses, go to London now, there is Eurotunnel. You will go from London to Paris, underground, under people's houses, under offices, under building. Go to London, there is underground, 3-story building, 4-story building, underground, different train on top of each other. Go to China, go everywhere. So why will we be here? Must we be going? Can't we go down? So if you say they are building on drainage, it's just a cerebral limitation of many of these people. What school did you people go to? Who is teaching you? Many of these people that are in government, that are all these parastatal people, they graduated 30 years ago. They don't understand modern day building. So if you want to do drainage, you can take drainage and pipe it under all the houses without having to demolish houses, ruin people's life. And you say you are a government. The welfare and the security of the people is your job. They are wrong. Should you now come and destroy their life on top? and destroy investor confidence and destroy the economy, when you are destroying trillions, not billions, or trillions of dollars worth of investment because of drainage. Something is wrong with that brain, Gongo, that is just talking drainage. There is a way you can do this thing without destroying the houses. Drainage can be rechanneled. It's water. Anywhere you channel water to, now you go.
Yeah.
But it's just rigid. Yes, the people are wrong. Then we talk of penalty, we talk of working it out. That is what the government should be doing. Not to just come there and say, yeah, they don't have approval. We know they don't have approval. But when you have destroyed it, now you have destroyed lives and destinies.
People are starting again from ground zero. So what practical advice would you give to someone who wants to start saving to buy a home within the next 2 to 5 years?
Okay, so if you want to buy a house in the next 5 years, my advice would be, number one, identify the location that you want to have the house in and have an idea of the cost of houses in those areas. And then do what we call inflation projection. Okay. So if you do an inflation projection, just do 30% per annum. Because the money that banks charge now, if you go to collect a loan from bank now, you are going to be doing like 34, 35%. So just do 30% if you are not collecting loan. So if you say, okay, I went to that place with the house now, they are selling house there for 50 million. So add 30% on that 50 million for the next 5 years. And that's what you should be planning with. Wow. So that means if the house is 50 million now, that is 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus. So just know that in that 5 years time, that 50 million house, you'll be buying it for 120 million. So you should be now planning for 120 million. But instead of doing that, if you can afford to get a loan now, get a loan to buy it now and be paying over time, or collaborate. You don't need to own the house alone. That's why we do fractional home ownership. So if the house is 50 million and it's only 5 million, you have looked for 9 people. 5 million, you own it. In that 5 years time, when the house will be 120, all of them now have 120 million worth of assets. So people should start thinking collaboration. It's something that I don't know why we are not doing. And for those that are doing it, you see the amazing result that they are getting. So that's it. So then open an investment account. So if you need 120 million in 5 years time, so you now divide the 120 million by 5 by 12, which is divided by 60 months. Yeah. So you divide that 120 million by 60 months. That shows you how much you need to save every month. So if you can afford to save that every month, then it's a realistic goal. If not, you need to adjust the goal to look for a smaller kind of house that you can now afford. So, and then I will also advise, if you look around, you may actually find a developer that will give you opportunity to buy and pay over that 5 year period. Once there is a guarantee that you can continue to pay. So because for me now, we are not doing that yet, but I know that if I get serious-minded people that are ready to buy a house and they can pay over a 5 year period without default, I can give them a house. Because I have the land already. Many of the houses already have the approval. So, like the Abuja now, we have done almost 60. So, we can build 500 housing units. So, if 100 people come to me now and say, sir, we want to buy this house, we can pay every month for the next 5 years. And I know 100 people are paying every month. I don't need the money now. I will quickly, in 1 year, I will finish the house. Because I will now look for my own money to join, to quickly make sure. And so, everybody will be win-win for everybody. Yeah.